You're listening to episode 53 of the Fed and Fearless podcast. On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 reasons to join a mastermind if you are an entrepreneur. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Laura Schoenfeld. I'm a registered dietitian and coach trained in functional medicine with a passion for helping women just like you ditch perfectionism and use food, fitness, and self-care to fuel your bigger God-given purpose. I believe that it's possible to achieve your biggest life-changing goals without the frustration, obsession, or negative self-talk that so many women subject themselves to every day. All you need are the right tools, the right mindset, and the faith to turn your dreams into reality. I'm here to guide you along the way. The truth is that you are so much more than a body, and I'm on a mission to help you change the way you think and act at a core beliefs level so you can transform your physical, mental, and spiritual health from the inside out. Are you ready to become fed and fearless in your pursuit of a healthy, meaningful life? Welcome to the Fed and Fearless podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fed and Fearless podcast. I'm Laura Schoenfeld, I'm your host as always, and I have a little bit of a different episode for you guys today. Something that if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, something that you might have noticed over the last few months is that I've been starting to sprinkle in business topics into this podcast, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is because, first of all, I just absolutely love business stuff. It's something that I'm super passionate about and something that I spend a lot of time learning about, practicing, learning how to not only run my business, but help my business coaching clients run theirs. So it's something that is a huge part of my life and the things that I'm interested in. So I do just love to talk about it, and that's why I've been starting to talk about it more on this podcast. And the second reason is because that is the direction that my business has been going in this year to really support other nutrition business owners to be able to grow and scale their business. So hopefully that's cool with you. If you are not a business owner or if you have absolutely no interest in listening to a podcast about how to grow a successful business, then you might want to skip this one. But if you are a business owner or if you want to start a business, then this is something that I think will really benefit you. And hopefully my voice is okay. I'm just getting off a pretty intense week. We just relaunched our Nutrition Business Accelerator program last week at the time of this recording, which was amazing. We got, I think, like 28 new students. I have to double check the numbers on that, but super pumped about that. And then I also went to my brother's wedding this weekend, and it was outside and it was a little chilly. So I feel like I'm a little tired, but the show must go on, right? So if my voice sounds a little scratchy or a little bit different than usual, it may not even sound different. But if it does, then you'll know it's because I've been kind of busy over the last week. But super pumped to be chatting about this today, about these business topics. And the specific topic we're going to discuss today is the 5 reasons to join a mastermind. Now, like I said, this is specifically for my entrepreneurs out there. And what we're going to talk about today really applies to any entrepreneur. Very specifically, it will apply to online entrepreneurs and nutrition business owners that are trying to move into that online space or maybe already have an online business. So those are the people that are going to get the most out of this episode, but really anyone who has their own business and wants to see what their business is capable of will get value from this episode. So like I said, we're going to talk about why you should join a mastermind. I personally have been in, I think, 3 total years of a mastermind, not one single one, but just in general, I've been in a mastermind for 3 total years out of the last 7 years of business. And it's made a massive difference in my ability to grow my business the way I want to grow it, to earn the money I want to make, to be able to work the way I want to work, to get the clients that I want to get, the types of people I want to work with. So it's really made a massive difference. And it's something that I honestly don't know where my business would be today if I hadn't made those somewhat scary decisions to join a mastermind. Now, there's a really common quote out there by a guy named, well, it's at least attributed to a guy named Jim Rohn. He says, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." I think that quote is a little, I don't say a little out of date, but it's a little bit inaccurate. It's actually in the research shown that the influence that we experience from our social network is much, much wider than those 5 people. And not only our immediate friends and the people that we're spending a lot of time with, but even their friends and the people they're connected with can make a huge difference in anything that we're trying to do, any area of our life that we're trying to work on to improve, whether it's business, whether it's your health. There's been studies showing that if you have friends that are overweight or obese, that you are significantly more likely to be overweight and obese yourself. And again, that's not to put anyone down or make anyone feel bad, but it's just showing you that the people that you spend time with actually directly influence the results that you have in your business, in your health, in your life in general. So it's more than just those 5 people. I think the 5 people that you spend the most time with probably have the largest influence, but anyone that you're spending time with in any sort of regular basis, and then the people that they're spending time with on a regular basis are actually going to significantly affect your life. So that's why I feel like just being really cognizant of your network and making sure that you are establishing a really good network to be a part of as a business owner is so, so important to your success. And a mastermind is a really awesome way to just I hate to say pour the gasoline on that fire, but if you have a really awesome network and you want to develop close, personal, lifelong relationships with other entrepreneurs, especially in the nutrition or wellness space, then joining a mastermind is a really amazing way to do that. Now let's talk about what a mastermind is, because I'm throwing this word around. You may not really know what that is, or you're like, I've never heard of this. What's a mastermind? The mastermind concept was made popular by Napoleon Hill. He has a famous book called Think and Grow Rich, and that's really where the mastermind was described in a way that people are starting to see the value of it or starting to understand what that looks like. So a mastermind is a group of individuals who come together on a regular basis to discuss important personal or business issues and to get differing perspectives to help them make really great decisions, to help them change habits and routines from negative ones to positive ones, and to just get feedback and support in what they're doing, whether that is growing a business or, again, doing something else. I feel like the mastermind usually comes up in business. There might be some other masterminds out there, but generally a mastermind is designed to help you get the best results possible in your business because you have other people sharing their perspectives, giving you support, helping you make better decisions. So on this episode, I'm going to share with you the top 5 reasons that I have for joining a mastermind if you are an entrepreneur and especially a nutrition entrepreneur. So the first reason that you should join a mastermind is because you can't make your best decisions on your own. Most of my business coaching clients are either solopreneurs, which means that they're doing nearly everything themselves, or in some cases, and listen, I'm saying this because I don't want them to be doing this. In some cases, my coaching clients are actually doing literally everything in their business. Now, one of the things I teach is to hire out and to build a team and to get help. I am all about getting help in every single way possible. I love getting help. It's something that I have no shame about, and I can 100% attribute my decisions to get help in so many different areas of my life to the success and the results that I've gotten. So, like I said, no shame in asking for help, but I do work with a lot of people who haven't necessarily taken that step yet. So they're more of that solopreneur, or they just have a very small team. So if their team is helping them out, maybe they have a VA, maybe they have, I have a podcast team. I have a social media manager that helps me with my social media. So there's people that help me do what I need to do to actually run my business, which is amazing. And I don't know where I'd be without them, but they're not necessarily helping me make high-level decisions or take high-level action. Most of the decisions and the actions that I've taken in the last couple of years have been directly influenced by either mentors that I've worked with or people that I have connected with in the entrepreneurial space, whether that's through a mastermind, through a group coaching program, whatever it is. those relationships have made a huge, huge impact on the kind of decisions that I've made in my business throughout the past several years. And the fact is, you'll make far better decisions on how to move forward in your business if you can talk those decisions out with other people that are at your level in business or higher. Now, I definitely talk to people that are not in business about the decisions that I'm making, primarily my husband. My husband's actually very, very smart when it comes to these kind of things. He knows me super well. He's very logical. He's very, just understands a lot of different angles. So I do talk to him a decent amount about my business and I trust his feedback. But the fact is, and he'll tell you this too, sometimes I feel like I need that that feedback to be either validated by another person who actually is an entrepreneur, because my husband's not an entrepreneur, or I need to get feedback from somebody who has a totally different perspective than my husband and is actually going to suggest that I do something that is not necessarily what my husband would advise, or, my husband might have never come up with that recommendation or that advice. So again, I trust my husband very much, but I do not look at him as my sole source of feedback or, brainstorming opportunities when it comes to the decisions that I'm making in my business. And I personally highly value not only the mentors that I've sought out, especially this year, I've had a lot of mentors that have made a ton of impact on the work that I've done, but also just the other entrepreneurs that I'm either in a mastermind with or in a group coaching program with. I've really reached out to them to get support and feedback and help with implementing what I've wanted to implement. And the reason for that is because I truly believe that we can't see all the angles in a decision-making process. That's why most businesses have like a board of directors, or they have like the CEO, but then they also have like the COO or the CFO, somebody that's helping them make decisions about how to move the company forward, how to move the business forward. And when we're either a solopreneur or somebody with a very small team and we're really the key decision maker in our business, if we don't have anyone to help us see those other angles or help provide valuable insights or help ask questions that can help us think about things differently, it's going to be hard for us to make the best decisions that we could make. Now, that doesn't mean you're totally incapable of making good decisions on your own. It just means that you're probably going to run into a lot more trial and error. You're going to run into more mistakes. You're going to run into issues that you really don't understand or don't know why they happened. And trying to do everything by yourself just makes it so much harder to make fast, appropriate, effective decisions that allow you to really optimize your business. So like I said, whether it's a mentor or other business owners that you're creating relationships with that have a similar business, or maybe they're a little ahead of you, or even if they're a little bit quote unquote behind you, people can definitely see different things that you're not seeing, and it just helps you make a much better decision. So that's the first and maybe the most important reason, is because making decisions on your own is very challenging and a lot of times not as effective. And you don't get the same results if you're trying to just figure everything out without anybody else's expert feedback. So the second reason to join a mastermind is, and this is especially important for this year, which is 2020, if you're listening to this in the same year that I'm recording it. And that second reason to join a mastermind is that online business can get very lonely. So right now I'm recording this episode in my home office. I'm here by myself. I have an in-person assistant now, which is amazing. Shout out to Rebecca. She's wonderful, but she's not here today. And even, she's only been working with me officially for a couple of months now. So before I hired before I hired Rebecca, it was pretty much me here in this office by myself all the time. Now, my husband's working from home at the moment, but if he's not working from home, I'm just alone all the time when I'm working, which, I feel like I handle pretty well. I do a lot of extracurricular activities. I make it a point to see my friends. I make it a point to go on date night with my husband. So I take my social life very seriously and make time for it. But the fact is that entrepreneurship is a completely different ball of wax. If you don't have friends who are entrepreneurs, it's sometimes very difficult for other people to understand what you're dealing with, what you're going through, what your goals are, the kind of investments that you're making. Like if I were to tell one of my normal life friends that I was going to go invest $30,000 in a program or something, or a coach or something like that, at this point, I think they're used to me throwing out those kind of numbers, but there'd be a lot of people out there that would be like, oh my gosh, like that is crazy. Are you insane? So talking about that kind of stuff with people that don't have that entrepreneurial experience or are not growing a business, it makes you sometimes feel like either you're crazy if you're making certain decisions because nobody else understands, or you just feel super lonely and super just like you're doing everything by yourself all the time. And I was saying before, this year, 2020, this year has been especially hard on our relationships. I'm very fortunate to live in an area of the country that has been relatively calm and relatively like as close to normal as remotely possible during a pandemic. But there was still a lot of time this year that I wasn't really able to see my friends. All of my live events that I was normally going to go to got canceled. So I really didn't have much opportunity to build those relationships and connect with those people that I would normally connect with. And so having things like mentors, having things like masterminds that I'm involved in, that has made such a huge difference in my ability to stay connected, to stay in relationship with other entrepreneurs that are doing the same type of thing that I'm doing. And those relationships and that support network have been incredibly critical, especially in tough times like this year. Now, I have a client that actually just recently had a story that I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing that really demonstrated the importance of these relationships. One of my clients, her name is Amanda Montalvo. She's amazing. You guys might know her as the Hormone Healing RD if you're familiar with her. I'm only chuckling a little bit because that name is still her website name. She's still the Hormone Healing RD. But last week, her Instagram account got hacked, and we still don't know at this point if it's ever going to be restored. Who knows? Hopefully Instagram will get its act together and fix that issue. But if nothing changes, then that Instagram account that she had built over the past couple of years, she had gotten it to like the low, I think it was like 22,000 followers on Instagram that she had gotten it to, because she puts out great content. She's very good at what she does. And she has a really great way of explaining things to people on Instagram. So that's why her audience was so big. And she worked her butt off to get to that place, to get to that level of followers and that audience size. And that was really important to her. That was a huge asset for her business. As any of you that run a business know, if you use social media, having an audience like that is no joke. It's really, really valuable, especially if it's a really high quality audience. So last week, again, her Instagram got hacked and it literally is gone. All of those followers, all of that content, everything that was on Instagram just disappeared. Now, luckily, Amanda is smart and she backed up pretty much the majority of her posts. So the actual content itself, she still has access to, which is, side note, if you were running an Instagram account, it's probably smart to do that. But so she has all that backed up content, and she's been growing an email list. So she's got a great newsletter that she sends out. So she still has an opportunity to connect with her ideal clients. But that was a huge blow. And I can't even imagine how stressed she was when that happened. I was stressed for her. I was like, oh my God, that's so terrible. Like, I can't believe that happened. And I will say that one of the things that I know was really, really important to her and really crucial for her to emotionally recover from that, as well as like business-wise recover from that, was her participation in our mastermind. So Amanda's in my mastermind for nutrition business owners. And she not only got social and emotional support from the amazing members in the mastermind who really care about her, like, are reaching out to her, checking in on her, asking if she was okay, asking if there was anything they could do. So, just that emotional support, I think, made a huge difference for Amanda's ability to bounce back from that. But then there was also the practical element of the opportunity for all of those mastermind participants, the group that she's in, as well as the other connections that Amanda has made in her social network and in the entrepreneurial space in the nutrition community. She was able to ask those people to share her new Instagram profile with their audience to hopefully help build her Instagram account back up faster than she'd be able to do on her own. Now, obviously, getting back 22,000 followers is going to take some time. So I don't think she's expecting anything to happen, within the next couple weeks or anything like that. But she was able to get a significant number of followers back. I think she's at like almost 1,400 now from the day that I'm recording this. And if you want to follow her account is Healthy Period Protocol. And so it's something that she was able to start to build back that audience of people who really care about her work faster because she had these relationships to reach out to. So I know for a fact that Amanda's social network in the entrepreneurial space, as well as her friends in the mastermind that I run, made an incredible difference in her ability to handle that serious blow to her business. And listen, this stuff happens. Like, unfortunately, social media is an example of something we have no control over. And I talk about this all the time with my business coaching clients. I just did a free training a couple weeks ago about the elements of your business that you absolutely need. And social media is not one of those. And I don't even teach social media as a core approach because you don't even have to use social media to have a good business. So all of that said, these things happen. Business is unpredictable. Being an entrepreneur means you're willing to take risks. And one of those risks is something like this, where your Instagram gets hacked and you lose all that content that you'd built up over the course of years. So again, it does suck that this happened to Amanda. I'm not going to like downplay it and say, oh, she's totally fine. It's no big deal. But I just thought Amanda's attitude and her resiliency during the whole experience was so inspiring. She was sharing with our mastermind group about what she was going through, what she thinks happened, how she's dealing with it. And so everybody's really circling up around her to help her recover as well as possible and to really, also learn from her challenges, learn from what she's gone through and see that, you can bounce back from a really challenging experience like this. So I know that all of the women in the mastermind that we're in were super impressed by Amanda's response to the whole experience. And Amanda was able to get support from them in regrowing her Instagram audience. And again, it's nowhere near what it was before, but I'm sure it'll get to a place where she's really happy with the audience that she has and her relationships that she's built in the entrepreneurial space has really played a huge part in that. So, that's kind of tying back to this emotional support. And if you're feeling lonely or feeling isolated, or if you feel like, oh my gosh, if something went really sideways in my business, I don't even know who I would reach out to, then you would really, really benefit from a mastermind. Okay. Number 3 is that your network is your net worth. Now, that's kind of a cliche. You've probably heard that one before, but it's really true. That's one of the reasons why these cliches exist, is because they're legitimate. And having a really solid network in a variety of different ways does make a huge difference in the amount of money you can make. Some of my biggest sources of revenue in my business, both in my health business as well as my business coaching business, have come from either referrals or partnerships. So when I say referrals, it's people that are recommending me as a resource or as a coach or mentor, whether that's the nutrition space or more recently the business coaching world. If I have a lot of trusted professionals endorsing me as a service provider, that's going to massively increase my ability to bring in revenue. And then when I talk about partnerships, there's a couple different types of partnerships. I don't want to go into too much detail because we can get into the weeds on that. But there's been affiliate partnerships that I've been involved in. And there's also more, casual partnerships, like me participating in other people's summits or going on their podcast to do an interview. Any sort of collaboration like that has definitely made a huge impact on my ability to make money in my business. So, I definitely participate in social media and blogging, and obviously I'm podcasting. So there's other ways that I bring in revenue. It's not only from these relationships, but they have made a massive, massive difference in my ability to grow my business and make the money I want to make. And without them, I really don't think I'd be anywhere close to as successful as I am today. The more people that you have good relationships with in the entrepreneurial or wellness space, the greater your opportunity for getting new clients, whether that is just them learning who you are and seeing you as someone who can help them, or directly referring you as somebody that they should work with. All of these opportunities are ways that you can get in front of more ideal clients and get more people to work with you, which obviously brings you more revenue. The cool thing about these relationships, and again, I'm not saying that you should go out building relationships with the sole intention of making money. I think that's really shady, and people can definitely tell if you're just trying to ride their coattails or, make a quick buck off of their audience or something like that. So that is not what I'm talking about. We're talking about high integrity relationship building within the entrepreneurial and or wellness space. When you make these relationships and you get to know other people in the industry and they trust you, they trust your knowledge, they trust you as a person, that trust that you build with other people can then be borrowed when they are talking to their own audience. And you can really borrow the trust that they've built with their audience when they start endorsing or recommending you. And that's allowing you to build your own like, known, trust factor. So basically, people trust a certain individual. They talk about you as a great resource, or they bring you on their podcast, or they let you do a guest post on their blog. And now their audience sees you as somebody who's trustworthy. It's very, very, I don't want to say easy, because obviously you need to be an actual trustworthy person and you need to create legitimate relationships, but you can grow your business so much faster when you have really awesome relationships with people in the space. And they don't have to be people with massive audiences. If they just have a couple thousand people that they're talking to, that's a couple thousand people that might have not known who you were. So it's really, really valuable. And like I said, it's not that you're going around trying to create these fake relationships just to get in with somebody's audience. But if somebody's out there that's doing great work and you really resonate with them and you want to connect with them, then it's really smart to be able to reach out and make those relationships and support the other person first, see if you can help make their life any easier with the business that they're running, but also they can potentially reciprocate and help you get your stuff in front of more people. So much of my trust with my audience, maybe even you guys, has been developed thanks to the endorsements by other trustworthy people. Many people know me from my work with Chris Kresser. Many of you have come to me because you heard me on Steph Godrow's podcast or maybe in one of her summits. I was in a summit with Lacey Dunn recently. So there's a lot of places that I have been participating in other people's spaces that when you guys saw that, you're like, oh, I really like her stuff. Let me go check her out. And then now we're building a relationship. So those trustworthy friends of mine that have their own audiences are people that either on their own without any sort of conversation with me, just refer me to other people or recommend me as a coach or a consultant, or they invite me to do something to help them create an event or create some kind of product or something like that, that now I'm seen as a credible expert and a trustworthy expert. So relationships, super, super important, not only for your mental health, but also for your finances in your business. And many of those relationships that I have actually came from other coaching or mastermind programs. I mentioned Steph Godrow. She used to have a website called Stupid Easy Paleo. Now she's just stephgodrow.com. I originally connected with her in a mastermind. So, obviously we put a lot of energy into building that relationship outside of the mastermind, but that was my first introduction to her. And that was really the opportunity that we had to create that relationship. Now that relationship may have been created in another way. It's possible. I'm not going to say that you have to be in a mastermind with someone to have that relationship, but it is something that really jump-started that relationship and then gave us a connection point, gave us opportunities to interact, and then allowed that relationship to blossom outside of the mastermind. So if you're not in a coaching program, like a group program or a mastermind, that's something that could be preventing you from really making as many relationships as you could. And then the other cool thing is maybe you make a relationship with someone in a group coaching or mastermind program that connects you with one of their relationships. So again, I was saying before, it's not just those 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with that make such a big impact on your life. The people that you're connected with, they're connected to other people too. And they might connect you with someone that could take your business to like a whole nother level by getting you in front of the right audience. So this might be the most valuable from a financial perspective when it comes to being in a group or a mastermind coaching program. But again, I 100% can guarantee it has made a massive impact on not only my health consulting business, but now my business coaching business. And I definitely don't think I'd be here if I didn't have those relationships from those group and mastermind type coaching programs. All right. So number 4 is that a mastermind group will hold you accountable. Sometimes the hardest thing to do as an entrepreneur is to get work done. I don't know if you're like me, but I don't always want to do work that just myself is relying on. Now that I've gotten a lot better at it, self-integrity is a key habit of a successful entrepreneur that I have committed to developing. It's something that I know for a fact has made a huge impact on the work that I do and my experience as an entrepreneur. But having that, and self-integrity is just basically you do what you say you're going to do. That's what self-integrity is. Being able to build that is going to make a huge impact on your business and the way that you actually show up in your business. But it's a lot easier to build self-integrity if you also have others that are holding you to that higher standard as well. And in a mastermind, you get other people that are really holding you to the deadlines or to the decisions that you've made. And they're not going to like yell at you if you don't finish it. But if you know that other people are rooting for you and cheering you on and waiting for you to produce the thing that you said you were going to produce, it does help to make sure that that's getting done. Whereas if it's just you, if you're the only person that is paying attention to whether or not you do the work, if you're the only one whose deadlines are being monitored, it's very easy to procrastinate or to put stuff off to the future. And if you're putting stuff off to the future, we don't have any guarantees that the future is ever going to happen. So basically you're saying it's not something that's going to potentially get done. So having that self-integrity and then having that accountability from others in a mastermind group or a coach, a mentor, that's going to give you a lot more reason to do what you say you're going to do and to really show up and take action the way that you said you were going to take action. I've definitely seen this in the mastermind that I run where people are maybe a little on that procrastination spectrum because of perfectionism or because of fear or whatever it is. And because other people in the group are holding them accountable, they are doing work that maybe they wouldn't have done on their own. And they're accomplishing things that they didn't think that they could accomplish or that they didn't ever see themselves actually accomplishing because they didn't have those firm deadlines and the accountability to really follow through on what they said they were going to do. So if you're like me, I tend to be a little bit more, and maybe this is just something I've developed over the last couple of years, but I tend to be a little bit more able to hold myself to things that I say I'm going to do. But there's a lot of people out there that do struggle. If you're the only person that's expecting something of yourself, you might not put your own expectations as a high priority. Maybe you hold yourself to other people's expectations more readily than you hold yourself to your own. And so being in a group like a mastermind gives you other people to kind of boost that level of motivation, boost that integrity where you do what you say you're going to do and really overcome any sort of challenges when it comes to procrastination and putting things off. All right. So the 5th and final reason that you should join a mastermind as an entrepreneur is that you need a mentor that has gone before you. The vast majority of the results I've gotten in any business that I've run have been influenced or basically directed by people who have much more experience than me in the area that I'm working in. So my first experience with a mentor was really from working for Chris Kresser. I started working for him in 2012, and yes, I was getting paid to work for him, so it's a little bit different than paying him as a mentor, but I learned so much by helping him grow his business, especially in those earlier years when he was like a totally different, like his business was just like night and day different when I started working for him. And being able to work through all of that growth as his employee gave me this amazing opportunity to make so much faster progress in my own business because I had that model to be working from. Now, there was some downsides of working for Chris Kresser, which was the fact that I am not Chris Kresser and I am not able to run the vast level of business that he's able to run where he serves so many different types of clients. But that's okay. That's not actually necessary for me to be successful. I had to let go of the expectation to be like Chris to really get the full benefit of working for him. But I did learn so much from being his employee. And then I started hiring mentors in 2017 because learning from Chris was awesome, but I was really hitting my limit for what I was able to accomplish on my own. And I needed to hire coaches and mentors to be able to go to the next level. So I've hired a lot of mentors. Even this year, I've worked with 2 coaches on a more regular basis in a private or mastermind capacity. And then I've hired people to come in and help with various things to really support me in the ways that I need to grow to have the business I want to have. Having mentors who have done what I want to do and can help me grow faster than I could ever grow on my own has made an unimaginable difference in my personal and my professional growth. Again, have no idea where my business would be today if I had not made that decision to invest big bucks in getting these mentors who have built the kind of business that I want to have. Now, if you have not found a mentor yet, if you've not worked with a coach, if you don't have someone that you're working for that's teaching you the ropes, then that could be the number one thing holding you back from being maximally successful in business. Again, I was incredibly blessed to work for Chris Kresser. It's not something that most people have the opportunity to do, to work for someone who's that high level of excellence and ability, and just how fast he was able to grow this really amazing business is not normal. So me being able to work for him is not normal. That's not something that most people have the opportunity to do. And even if you do have that opportunity like I had, there's limitations to what you can really learn just by working for somebody. So hiring a coach, hiring a mentor, again, I don't think I'll ever not have a coach at this point or have a mentor that I'm paying, because I really just have no idea what I'd do in my business if I didn't. But if you have not taken that step yet in your business, then that really is something that I truly believe is going to hold you back from seeing the full potential results that you could make in your business, whether that's financial, whether that's time freedom, whether that's how much you enjoy your business, whether that's the kind of results you can get for your clients. All of that really can get drastically impacted by having a coach or a mentor that has done what you want to do and can help you do what you want to do even better, even faster, even easier than you could do on your own. Okay, so those are my 5 reasons to join a mastermind. I'm going to recap them really quick. So number 1 is you can't make your best decisions on your own. Number 2 is that online business gets lonely. Number 3 is that your network is your net worth. Number 4 is that a mastermind holds you accountable. And number 5 is that you need a mentor who has gone before you. I would love to hear from you if you follow me on Instagram. My handle is @LauraSchoenfeldRD. I'd love to hear from you which of those 5 reasons is most compelling to you for wanting to join a mastermind, or even just joining a group coaching program. If you're not at the point in your business where you're ready for a mastermind, even just having a group coaching program that you're participating in can get you a lot of these same benefits and really help you exponentially grow your business. Okay, so if you have listened to this episode all the way to this point and you are just all in, you're like, yes, I want to be in a mastermind. I can see how this would be really valuable for me at this stage of my business. And now I need to just find a really awesome one to join. Then I have a special opportunity for you that is available now to start in the year 2021. I can't believe we're talking about 2021 already. But I still have some spots for my 2021 Inner Circle Mastermind, which is currently enrolling. And this mastermind is for people with a nutrition business that is already making money and they want to take their business to the next level, and they want to streamline the work they do, get tighter with the way that they run their systems, start to hire people, start to have the kind of business that allows them to get to the multiple 6 figures and beyond mark. So at the time of this recording, I already have 6 of the 12 spots filled. And by the time this episode goes live, which I think is sometime in October, I believe towards the second half of October, that number may have gone up. So the spots are going really fast. I'm hoping that we'll still have some available by the time this podcast goes live, because I do want to offer this to my listeners, especially those of you who are nutrition business owners that are already making money in your business and you want to take it to that next level. Because like I said, for the last 30, 45 minutes, having a mastermind, not only with a mentor, but also with other business owners that are working towards the same kind of goals that you have, is really very, very crucial for you to take your business to the next level. I'm talking to the people who have already either gotten close to a 6-figure year or maybe have just passed it, and they know that they need something a little bit bigger and a little bit more supportive to hit their next goal. So maybe that's multi 6 figures. Maybe that is working less and still making 6 figures. Whatever it is, we're really looking to scale your already successful nutrition business. So like I said, this is open to anyone with a legit nutrition business. Pretty much right now, most of the people in the mastermind are dietitians. That's just because as a dietitian, I tend to attract dietitians. It's not only open to dietitians, but I do require that you are somebody that has a nutrition business and has a proven high quality service that actually gets people great results in their health. This is a best fit for somebody who's already making at least $3,000 to $5,000 per month consistently in their nutrition business. So that way you're not starting from scratch or you're not really struggling to even get to that first several thousand per month. This is really for someone who's already got the ball rolling, already starting to see results and wants to take it to the next level. So let me give you a couple details about it if you are interested. The mastermind goes for the entire year. So it is a 1-year commitment. And the reason for that is because I really get to know my mastermind clients at a very deep level. Everyone gets at least one private call per month with me and one group coaching call per month. Now we're limiting this to 12 total spots. So it's a very small group. And again, because I work so closely with my mastermind clients, it's something that I want the full year for me to really guide you through the different seasons, the different ups and downs, the different challenges, the different wins, and the different things that'll come up across the year that having someone who really understands you, understands your business will really help you get through and to succeed during rather than just getting little bits of coaching here and there. So it is a 1-year commitment. And we have 12 group calls as well as a minimum of 12 private calls. We do have some other options to do more private calls than that. But like I said, I really want to get to know you and your business, and I want to be there to be supporting you at a one-on-one level. Everybody that joins the mastermind also gets complete access to my library of marketing and coaching content. So if there's a program I've created, I'll give you access to it. If there is marketing materials that I've put together, like email campaigns or sales pages, I will give you access to it. So basically, I'm happy to give you anything I've created for my own business to inspire you in creating your own stuff for your business in a either higher level or in a better way than you've made it before. Everybody in the mastermind also gets unlimited Voxer access for questions and support between sessions. So Voxer is a walkie-talkie type of app. If you've never used it before, it basically just lets you send text and voice memos to me. And it's a private channel, so I'm the only one that sees it. And it's a way for us to communicate in between calls. So essentially you have me in your back pocket for any questions, concerns, challenges, anything that's going on in your business, in, whatever you're doing in your business. And sometimes personal stuff comes up too, because obviously our personal life can affect our business as well. But basically I'm just there for you in between calls, available to help, available to support you, and available to, just coach you through whatever challenges you're facing. So that's what the Voxer access is for. We also will have 2 weekend retreats. Hopefully they will be live. This year I intended both of them to be live, and we're trying to make it work for the second one. The first one was before COVID, so it went off without a hitch. It was amazing. And I'm hoping that next year we'll be able to have live retreats as well. Obviously, I can't promise that because of extraneous circumstances. If, God forbid anything happens again with COVID or we have to shut things down again, I just don't want to make any promises I can't follow through on. So I am promising 2 retreats, but if they need to be virtual, then we'll have an awesome virtual retreat. And I've actually been to a couple virtual retreats this year, and I wasn't sure what to expect. And honestly, they were a lot better than I was expecting. There is something that can't be recreated in a virtual experience that you would experience live, which is unfortunate, but it's still really high value and you get a lot out of them. So we will definitely have 2 retreats, ideally in person. I love to meet with my clients in person. I love to spend time with them. The people that join this mastermind are amazing. So the hope is that we'll be able to do those retreats in person. We also have, at a minimum, quarterly guest experts that'll come in and talk about areas of expertise that I myself am not necessarily, a leading expert in, but I know a lot of leading experts, and I'm going to get them in here to talk to you about the various areas of business that can really help you take things to the next level. So I tend to be a little bit of a connector, somebody who sees someone who's got really high quality work and brings them in to help my clients. And that's the experience that you're going to have when you join the mastermind. So again, just to review what you get when you join, you get 1 at least one private call with me every month. You get it's usually about 2.5 hours group call. So it's a pretty substantial group coaching call where we do hot seats and, collaborate on things and just I help you and everyone in the group will help you as well. So that call, there's one of those every month. You'll get a complete access to my library of marketing and coaching content, unlimited Voxer access, 2 retreats, hopefully live, but virtual if necessary, and quarterly guest experts. And we put all of your notes from our conversation, any resources that I'm sharing with you, we will have a shared Google Drive folder. So that way you get to hold on to everything that we've been working through and to make sure that you have those resources for you for an ongoing basis. So hopefully that made sense. I was trying to describe that as quickly as possible so that you guys can get a sense for what that mastermind includes. Like I said, it's best for people who are already making at least $3,000 to $5,000 per month. Many of my mastermind clients are making somewhere in the $10,000 to $40,000 a month range. So it's a really successful group, people that are doing big things in their business and are very humble and generous and just an amazing group of people. I love them. Super excited to have these people as clients and in the group in general. It's just a really awesome group environment. And like I said, this year, we're really focusing on nutrition business owners who have a proven high quality service that gets people great results in their health, whether that's one-on-one, a group coaching program, more of a DIY type of program that you're trying to sell more so that people can get really great results. I want people who have really high quality service because, as you guys know, if you know me, I have a lot of pretty high standards, as my husband will tell you. I have very high standards for myself. And I also have high standards for the kind of people that I bring together in a group environment because I want anyone who has committed to that group to have an amazing experience and to really be surrounded by the best of the best in the nutrition business, the nutrition entrepreneur space. So all of that said, I don't want to scare you. If you are interested, please go to lauraschoenfeld.com/mastermind to learn more and apply. I don't want you to count yourself out. I would love for you to apply. I will be happy to chat with you on the phone about your business, about whether or not the mastermind would be a good fit for you. And if it is a good fit, what your options are for enrolling. So I don't want you to think, oh, my business isn't good enough yet, or I'm not far enough ahead, or I'm not successful enough. Just let go of any of that concern. If this is something that sounds exciting and interesting and something that you're drawn to, then definitely apply. There's no application fee or anything like that, so you're not committing to anything. I just want to give you the opportunity to apply. And if you are a good fit for the mastermind, then I'll be happy to invite you and hopefully we can welcome you into this amazing small group. So all of that said, you can go to lauraschoenfeld.com/mastermind, learn more about the group itself, what the deliverables are. That's where the application is. And like I said, we're already 50% full at this point, and I'm assuming it'll be even higher as the year continues to wind down. And like I said, we'll have maximum number of 12 for the start of 2021 for that full year group experience. All right. Well, I'm super excited. I hope that you'll apply because you are worth it and you have a great business opportunity to become the nutrition entrepreneur of your dreams, and being surrounded by others who are doing what you're doing and are cheering you along and giving you that feedback and giving you that accountability is the absolute best way to get the results that you want to get. And I am so proud of this mastermind that we've put together. The women in it are amazing, and I know that you'll love being in it if you are invited. So I hope you'll apply, and I hope that whether or not you apply, that this podcast episode was helpful for you to understand why I offer a mastermind, why I personally enroll in masterminds, why I think masterminds are so valuable to business owners. And no matter what choice you make, if you can find a mastermind that's a good fit for you, I strongly encourage it. And I think you will look back on that decision with a lot of fondness and a lot of excitement over, wow, I can't believe how much my business changed when I made that decision to get plugged in with that group. So all of that said, like I said, let me know if anything we talked about today was especially valuable. Feel free to DM me on Instagram, or if you're just curious about the Inner Circle Mastermind, feel free to DM me about that. Happy to chat with you. I am definitely keeping my ears open for anyone who might be a good fit to join this group. All right. Well, it's been great hanging out with you. I'll look forward to seeing you here next week on the Fed and Fearless podcast. Take care, everybody. Hey everyone, Laura Schoenfeld here again. As you know, I absolutely love working with women from all walks of life to help them create a purpose-filled life that they love. And over the past 2 years, I've expanded my mission to help nutrition business owners drop the hustle and come into alignment with their ideal business goals so they can work from a sense of ease and abundance and grow their income and their impact with joy. Unlike other business coaches, I have experience in the integrative and functional medicine, health, and wellness industry. And I've heavily invested in my own online business training and mentorship to get to a place where I'm now bringing in multiple six figures of revenue on an annual basis. Would you believe that I've invested over $130,000 in my own business development and mentorship over the past 7+ years? And honestly, that's just the financial cost of growing my business. It's taken me hours and hours of testing, learning, experimenting, and lots of failing to get to the place where I am today. After all this, I can tell you one thing with absolute certainty. There's no way I would be where I am today if I had not been willing to invest in my growth and to find the incredible mentors who have helped me accelerate my business faster than I ever imagined. The truth is that running an online business can be incredibly isolating. And if you don't have the right strategy or systems in place, it can take up nearly every waking minute of your free time, which is a recipe for a major health disaster and some serious business burnout. To grow your business to six figures and beyond without destroying your physical and mental health, you need support from both a mentor and a community of people who know what it's like to run a nutrition business online, who can help you succeed faster and easier than you'd be able to on your own. And that's why I'm so excited to offer a space for you to experience joyful and profitable business growth while being surrounded and supported by other driven nutritionists on the same thrilling journey of entrepreneurship. This opportunity is my annual Mastermind. In the Mastermind, you'll create relationships that will last a lifetime and achieve results in your business that you never would have imagined for yourself. If you want to learn more about this Mastermind opportunity, go to lauraschoenfeld.com/mastermind. On that page, you'll find everything you need to know about what the Mastermind includes and how to apply for your spot. I'd love to connect with you further about the business that you're growing and how the Mastermind can help you support your goals. So go to lauraschoenfeld.com/mastermind to send in your application, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.